Hello, Mr. Jaber. Christian Bond here with my 5 Phantom interview questions for the job. This is actually my 4th attempt at this because I was having a lot of trouble finding a way to organize my questions in a manner that I didn't have to look away from the screen so much. So I ended up doing a split screen sort of thing, so I'm sort of looking away at the screen, but I'm looking at the same time. So if it looks strange when I'm reading my questions, that's why. Whenever I read them, I'll be reading them aloud to you before I state each of them. But here we go. I'll start with the first question. Why did I choose my major? I chose my major of criminal justice for the very reason that I like helping people. It was the most interesting career path that I could think of. There's so many different areas you can proceed from getting the degree. You can go law enforcement, into either working into corrections. You could even work in the DA, do some sort of lawyer work. Obviously, you need some extra education for some of those and move up in certain job fields, but I thought that even if I didn't like something, I would always have options of trying other things. What is the most difficult decision I made within the last 2 years, and how did I come back to this decision? I am going to have to go back to my last question of my major. That was my most difficult decision within the last few years. I could not for the life of me figure out what I wanted to do. I mean, for the rest of my life, it's a hard decision. I don't know how anyone could really expect themselves or another person to pick a major within a month and know that they want to do that the rest of their life. I found that baffling. I went from nursing to general studies into technology-based courses because I like computers, but eventually criminal justice was my last choice and my final one because I have family in it and I got pushed towards it, and I actually like the core classes more than any of the other core classes and all those things. They're interesting, they're hands-on, they kept my attention, and I did well in them because of all those aspects. I enjoyed them. You have to enjoy a class to do well in it, I think. You can't, if you hate a class or the teacher makes it unbearable, you're obviously not going to want to learn and you're not going to want to do it. On to the next question. How do I want to improve on myself within the next year? Within the next year, I hope to improve on myself through my internship that I'm going to be starting next week working at the Renewal Center in town. What I want to do is work on my sociable skills. I want to be able to really help people on a different level. I can talk to people very well. As I did the interview for that job, I did very well. The guy said I did an extremely good job. I was a really personable person. I actually did a mock interview for my criminal justice practicum class, and we're doing another one at the end of the year. And he gave us critiques on our interviews, and my internship guy gave me a critique on my interview. So I would really just like to improve on my interviewing skills and my people skills overall, and my tolerance for people. I'm going to have to be around people that are rude, mean, and just plain out don't like you. So I'm going to have to really step up my tolerance and just accept things as hard as that's going to be. The next question, where do I see myself in the next 5 years? Well, where do I see myself in the next 5 years? It's an interesting question. I would love to see myself working in law enforcement, either county police, state police, or city police. Those are my 3 top choices, but obviously not everything works out, so I can't get too down on myself if those don't work out. And other than that, that's where I hope to be. I don't know if directly I want to go in one of those. I plan on applying full-time at my internship that I'm currently doing right now after I complete it, just to get my foot in the door and just do that. I might do some sort of security jobs. I don't really know yet. I have a long time ahead of me to figure out what I actually want to do with my life, so it's kind of hard to really say where I'm going to definitely be, but that's where I would like to be. I would like to be in law enforcement or something along those lines, but I can't positively say I'm going to be there. Last question. If I were an animal, which one would I want to be? Now, I actually put a lot of thought into this, and strange as it would be, I would like to be a monkey. Monkeys can climb extremely fast. they're very able to survive on their own. They eat, and they're strong. They're extremely strong animals for how their size, how tiny they are, especially chimpanzees. I'm not talking about apes and gorillas; those are obviously fairly large animals. They are extremely strong, but small monkeys that are unexpectedly strong and can be well off on their own and things along those lines. After that, I wanted to talk about the overall this online class. I don't know if anyone else has made any sort of comments or concerns about it, but I think for how you're doing this and not really knowing how to do it, I think you're doing a very, very good job. I don't really think that you can completely get the same atmosphere as you would in a in-class oral communications, but I think this is somewhat necessary for people who can't make it and have to do 2-year degrees completely online. I just think there's some things that could the assignments seem as though they're very heavily in-class, in-person based. Some of them, they don't feel as I'm learning some stuff as opposed I would definitely be learning way better in person with you. So some of them just feel like they're just taken from in class and forced on online classes, which I know you're probably forced into this online class. You didn't really want to do it, so that makes sense there. But overall, I think you're doing a very good job, and I will wait for your critique on this and hopefully improve on it. Thank you, Mr. Jaber. Have a good day.